Hey everybody, if I'm slow to go here, we did some sound checks before the stream, and the camera wasn't recording the first few seconds for whatever reason. So I just wanted to make sure that I was on the air before saying a damn thing, all right? For those of you who are new to this thing we call the Tribal Forum, I'm Michael Noland, Tribe Master of the Tribal Forum. This is Tribal Forum number 100. Isn't that something, baby?
Oh my goodness, you're 100?
100? I personally think that I don't look
just playing
a
with
day
ya.
over 92.
Divining said the sound and video is good.
Good.
Awesome.
Good.
Thank you,
Excellent.
Divining.
Yeah, Christian, I appreciate it. And prayers and thoughts to you,
Aw.
brother.
Congratulations on 100 shows, Divining Dragon says.
Thank you, Dragon. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Yeah,
Aw,
100
you
shows.
guys are what makes it happen.
You know what, Kimberly? We're actually coming up on the anniversary of the Tribal Forum. Today's the 4th of January.
That's right.
The 18th.
The 18th. Oh my
So
goodness.
by the time we wrap up a full year on the Tribal Forum, we'll be well over 100, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, some of you guys know that I've announced that for right now, I'm doing a single stream a week. And for a bit there, I was thinking I would try streaming on Saturdays. We had some buffering issues on Saturdays. I'm not superstitious or anything like that, but I followed that up with a stream the very next day. And I told you guys on that stream I might consider going back to Sundays as my main day. And I'm going to for the next couple of weeks. I'll keep you guys apprised if there's any other changes, all right? Because if I do it the way that I want to, it'll still give me the extra time I want to and need to have to prep for Royce's show. And of course, I'm talking about my good brother, Royce Eddings, colon, and that's the 2 dots, not a human colon. Get your mind out of the gutter. But the 4 Horsemen, he's rebranding, mainly because when he rebranded the channel originally was called Royce in the House, right? And I believe that's what he's going to call it, not Royce Eddings, but Royce in the House, a colon, then the 4 Horsemen, because people are finding the 4 Horsemen easier just by typing out Royce in the House. So keep that in mind. And the reason I bring that up is after tonight's stream, I'll be showing up over at the 4 Horsemen. Okay? Now, if you have difficulty finding Royce's channel, all you have to do is go to my home page. Go to my channel page, and at the bottom, I have 5 channels that I openly support. Of course, Royce is one of those, right? And all you have to do is click, and it'll go to his channel page, and then you can click tonight's stream, and you can watch us at 6:30.
Oh my goodness.
Okay? Oh my goodness. Ben, I was so glad to see you in the comments earlier,
Thank you,
brother.
Ben.
Congrats to the Tribal Forum. Wow, number 100,
Aw.
Michael. And what else he says?
Let's see.
I am. Is that impressive? I'll take that as an impressive. I think that is.
Yep.
Actually, if you think about it, we're still less than a year old, this Tribal Forum. The channel's name, by the way, to newcomers is Michael Noland, The Bottom Line. But when I do the Tribal Forum, it kind of is the show of the week, okay? Now, the reason I'm going to 1 show a day, and I'll keep streaming tonight till we get through what I need to go through tonight. But I did want to give you, see, it's been a week. I took the week off. All right, I've been on YouTube full time, working my channel every single day, unless somebody was in the hospital, right? And all of that for 4 years and
Oh
what,
my
4 months
goodness.
now? October, November, December, January. Well, 3 months. Oh, we got another one in, baby.
Brandon 1351.
Oh, Brandon, always good to see you. I saw you on Paul's stream. It was good to see you over there,
All
brother.
right. Brandon says, goodly stuff, mate.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that
Thank
so
you,
much.
Brandon.
And we're off with what is the? Oh, this is I'm having trouble reading. Oh, this is a three. This is a deuce and a half hammer, baby.
Yeah.
We haven't had a deuce and a half hammer in a couple of weeks. That's awesome.
Well, we haven't been on in a bit.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, so I've been, what is that? 4 years?
Oh my
What is
goodness.
that? A long time with
Oh my
not a single
goodness.
day off.
Beast
Oh my goodness.
LVX came in
Oh
with a
my
super
goodness.
thank. Oh my goodness.
That's one of the $20 super thanks, baby. You're gonna have to read it because when it goes 20, it just blends on my screen.
Okay. Beast LVX says, congratulations on 100 incredible streams.
Thank you,
Happy New Year to you, Kimberly, and the tribe. What a way to kick off the year.
Wow.
May we remember our fallen rock heroes with, what is that? With the utmost appreciation and love. We are the tribe. Sorry, Beast. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
No, seriously, I agree with every single thing you just said, Beast. Tonight, you notice I didn't get up in a somber mood. I didn't want to set a somber mood. Okay. As a matter of fact, on that same channel page, my channel page, I put up. They always have a channel trailer, and channel trailers are for people who aren't used to the channel.
Oh my goodness sakes!
And I put that up. I
my
see that, baby.
goodness.
Let me finish this.
Okay.
Is that Royce? Looks like Royce's icon.
It is Royce.
Okay, I'll get right with you,
Woo-hoo,
brother.
Royce.
$20. Thank you, Bo. So, what was I talking about just now? We were talking about, trailers. I've got a video I did 2 or 3 months ago because I just wanted to get it out of the way. We're getting toward the end of the year before we got even more rock deaths. But I do have a 4-minute video with some nice music behind it that has nice artwork and everything. And it's called 72 Rockers Who Have Passed Away in 2025. All right, that's as somber as I want to get. I'll get to that in just a minute. Could you read Royce's comment? Because we've got another super thanks coming in right after him, baby.
Storm Cop came in too.
Oh, brother James, it's good to see you.
Woo-hoo.
Why don't you read Royce's first and then James's? for me?
Okay. Royce says, Michael Noland, the bottom line, the hardest working content creator on YouTube.
You know what?
Woohoo! Thank you, Royce.
Royce has told me that before, and he knows. He knows that I'm on 24-hour duty on this channel. There are nights that I am editing well past Kimberly going to bed, and those are even on nights she goes to bed late, right?
Woo.
And if I put out a brand new video, you guys will know this to be true too. I better catch up here real quick because we got another super thanks coming in here too, baby.
Oh my goodness.
But when I do my videos, I release them at the very minimum. Remember, I used to tell you I do 1 hour if I'm real busy,
Oh,
2
wow.
hours if things are going. If you've noticed for the last few weeks, I have spent hours trying to give you guys as real-time responses to your messages. Now, I can only do, in my last couple of videos, I've spent up to 6 hours a day answering you personally in the comments. All right, that's one of the things that established my channel is personal communication between you and I. And so I've really been enjoying doing that. And by taking one stream away, but another stream is coming, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. By taking one stream away, I've had time to prep the videos that all of you got attracted to this channel to begin with, okay? And part of the allure of those videos is if you get in early enough. See, we get to the next day, and I put 3 hours in from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m., and then I answer from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Chances of me getting back to that video become less and less because I may have another video or stream coming out that I have to give my full attention. But I can guarantee you there are very few content creators that spend as much time as I do staying in contact with you. That's one of the reasons I started this stream, guys. was because this is even more immediate. All right? So I love this, but I was missing giving you more well thought out, measured responses. Granted, they're often, because I'll get hundreds, if not thousands, of comments on my videos, and I have to say it very succinctly. Here I can answer you in the real world. And so communication between you guys, the tribe, and me has always been important. It's a dialogue. I keep saying that. And that's what my channel's all been about. And if I have a New Year's resolution this year, it will be, I've decided we're going to go ahead and go with season 5. That starts in February 15th. Okay? That'll be my 5th season on the bottom line. We'll be well into our 2nd season for tribal forums. And that is all there. Now, I said, and another stream is coming. I want all of you members out there to know in the next week or two, I'm going to announce, and I'll try to give you as early an announcement on this as I possibly can, but it may be because of energies and me balancing all this stuff up. Roy says, I work, I do. I want to do a members only stream. And that's where we can get to the real nitty gritty. And that's where you'll find that if you are a member of the channel, I want people who are financially supporting it on a monthly basis to have a little bit of say, right? And of course, all of you right here have things to say. I get ideas from Ben Scheidecker. I've gotten ideas from Stormcop 55. Royce gives me ideas all the time. Talking with Dan over on Royce, I get ideas from the exchange, right? Michael Boswell, and I just did my Christmas stream, all based on Doc Insomnia's suggestion. So communication's important to me. All right, and what does James Super thanks say, baby?
Let's see. Just the Facts Man says,
didn't we have James first?
I thought we got him.
Nope, you didn't read it.
Okay. Congratulations on reaching 100.
Oh, man.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Stormcop.
Stormcop, a.k.a. James. James has been with me
he's awesome,
for the majority of the
amazing
history of this
supporter.
channel, and he's been so important to the success of the stream. It's through his encouragement. He's one of a very few people that I have conversations with outside the channel. Royce is another. Christian is another. Where I've got to know them a little bit. I really like the cut of their jib. And Stormcop has encouraged me.
Oh, he's awesome.
Because if I'm depressed or whatever, you guys get it up here, the real thing, right? And he had said something that was very encouraging. I said, yeah, well, something like the amount of views I'm getting lately doesn't really encourage me to want to go to season 2 or 3 or whatever it was. I forget what we were talking about, but he encouraged me. He encouraged me. He came right back at me. Okay, so the channel, the bottom line, Michael Noland, the bottom line, the Tribal Forum is a living, breathing organism to me, folks. It's important to me. You folks are important to me.
Oh, yeah.
When we hear that one of you, like Christian right now, is going through some heart problems, and he's a teacher, and he loves
to work.
teaching.
He loves, he's
All right?
great.
I haven't
great
seen
teacher.
Agent Pepsi in a long time, but she's a teacher, right? And maybe she's just ghost watching. I hope so. Kim, I read down about 40 names that were really active here 6 months ago. And it doesn't mean that they're not watching. Maybe they're just not, I like to watch them. I tried the comments, and yeah, that's fine. And if any of you are out there that haven't made comments in there, because that's how I know what people are here, is if you make a comment, at least I know you're here, present, and I also know that I have a whole lot more people who are watching me, and not saying a damn thing, right? Okay, and then we also had one from Dan, you said?
Dan, just the Facts Man.
All right.
He says, congratulations on number 100. Happy New Year to you and Kimberly and the entire tribe.
Thank you, Dan.
Oh, yes. God bless you, Dan.
And
Thank
Dan,
you.
I just saw your video. I left you a message. I hope you saw that. And I didn't see a monetization on your channel. For me, I wanted to send you a super thanks for it. Dan just got back from England and
Woohoo.
shot some video over there. I'll just whet your appetite. It's worth a gander. Go to Just the Facts Man. He's also on my channel page. He's one of those 5 channels. And he's got a very interesting video out right now. Some stunning footage. High def. Really nicely done, Dan. And Dan just sent me this. Isn't that nice? What a
Aw,
wonderful
that-
gift, right?
So
And Royce got a
nice.
copy. Royce and I both did videos on this, right? Thanking Dan for that. But this is Ozzy Osbourne's, and I noticed in my video, because of the highlight, I don't know if I'm getting that, it says Last Rites. But I was showing it, I think I was shooting it from my porch, my front porch, and this just went dark. This is the latest book. I still haven't had a chance to crack it open, Dan. I've been so busy, but this is an essential read, and it's on my to-do list for, I think I can get a lot of information. So you sent me a resource, and I appreciate it, brother.
Oh,
I really do.
That is so nice, Dan.
And of course, that's a nice segue into what we're talking about tonight, because we're going to be talking about rockers who have passed away in 2025. And like I said, I didn't start this stream in a somber sort of way. I don't want my streams to be that way anyway, unless we're talking about urgent business, something that's really attacking rock and roll. You might see me a little more up in arms and stuff like that. But it is sad. One of you said, which was it? Which one of you said it early in the comments, saying, was it you, Ben, or it may have been Dragon? Watch, it won't be either of them. Who said, I can't believe something like this. That I can't believe how many rockers we've lost in 2025. And he ended it by saying, well, and I fear it's going to get worse. And when I read that, I'll tell you, that has been my whole viewpoint. As a matter of fact, Royce and I have talked about this off the air, that we've noticed it growing. Every year I've put out videos, and this year I decided to do a stream. Okay? I had never, but I've often put out videos. The video I was telling you about was just before the winter season, so late fall. All right? And like I said, you'll find it on there. Just look under 72 rockers. You can go to my videos there, 72 rockers who have passed away in 2025. All right, 4 minutes, got some nice music and basic information. And what I wanted to do tonight was a little bit more deeper dive and talk about them. We might even talk about a few celebrities that aren't necessarily rockers, but I think that many of us know. Rest in peace to Rob Reiner, for example. I'm about a third of the way through Spinal Tap's new movie. It's wonderful. I just got past the Paul McCartney scene. I love it. Well, he's a bit pushy, you know. Oh, God. So far, unless it crashes and burns, it's as genius as the first film. And I had my doubts. Man, I thought, God, and they really do look old and decrepit. And the makeup and hair and everything is done to create that effect, even further than how the actors have aged at that point. And there's a seriousness to the acting, and yet you still see they get in, okay, and then I'll say something like this. It's a very loose dialogue, a lot of improvisation done in the film. And whether you like the man's politics, he's like Bruce Springsteen. Okay, so there's 2 liberals. How about to match it off, Kid Rock and Ted Nugent? Okay, all from both sides that are known to say, what they think. And I don't think actors, directors, or rockers are political pundits. Their strength lies in their songs, and if they can get it into 3 verses, a bridge and a chorus, then say what you want, say what's on your mind. There's what you are a master at. And if you can't get across your life's important messages as a writer through your lyrics, then I don't want to hear your mouth running about politics. I'm too busy getting my information from every news source I can find on planet Earth from both the left and the right side. And then I make up my own damn mind, which I think a whole lot of my tribe does too, at least the ones I've gotten to know. You all seem to have a real good common sense, but he's a major loss. He's a major loss, and to murder. And by, what is it, patricide? Was that patricide? Is that what it's called, baby? When
I
a
think
child kills a father or a mother?
Oh,
Patricide or something like that.
yeah, I think you're right.
No, that's an anti-insect
Oh my
mist,
goodness
Michael.
sake. Oh my goodness.
What?
Rockin' Robin Bird came in, and so did David L.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
David!
my gosh, while I was talking to you.
Oh my
Woohoo,
goodness.
Rockin' Robin
We were
Bird.
just talking about, and of course,
David.
Rockin', but Rockin's in every single stream and over at Royce. But my goodness, David, Kimberly and I were just talking. I haven't seen David in a while. I wonder where he is, you know?
Yeah.
Good Lord, is this a $60 super thanks?
Yeah.
My goodness gracious.
Very nice. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
David. And I'll have Kimberly read that, but we take these things in order. Rockin' Robin Bird, let's see if congrats,
Bird.
Michael and Kimberly, too. And long live the tribe. Amen to that, sister.
That's so nice. Thank you, Rockin'
Okay.
Robin Bird.
And then, Kimberly, if you could read David L's comment, and thank you, both of you for these.
Yeah.
You know, I want to thank the two, we got a deuce hammer and a deuce and a half hammer. You know, folks, we appreciate those as much as these people do, and these people know that.
Aww.
You know, they're not. This isn't a race or anything. I answer each and every one of them, right?
Aww.
But I appreciate those who can give. You know, you've kept this channel on air.
Oh,
I'll tell you
boy.
that, and we'll be talking about that in that tribal member stream.
Okay.
That's where I think a lot of that needs to be dealt with.
David L. Thank you so much. David says, Happy New Year, Michael and Kimberly. Congrats on your 100th stream. Great way to start off 2026 and to start off the week as always. Keep up the great work. Have a little gift for you guys. Oh, sorry. I thought it said have a little girl.
We did. We did.
David, you're so sweet. Thank you so much.
And I did
humble
twice.
Us. Yeah, we do have a little girl, don't we? Yeah, we
I have
do.
I have 3 children from my second marriage. Kimberly, I'm her second husband. She's my third wife. Full disclosure, I know. Who do I think I am? Liz Taylor?
Yeah.
But I swore after my
Third
second
time's a
marriage.
charm.
You know, and I get along. I have no contact with my first wife at all. I have no idea where she is or anything. We just lost track totally. My second wife and I had children. And so I just saw her and had a very nice conversation with her at the hospital when my son went in for surgery, right? And she's a fine woman and everything. But we weren't meant to be together. And so I swore off marriage. And I swear to God, guys, when I met Kimberly, it was like, all right, this is do or die time, baby.
Yeah.
And because I met my match in every way. I couldn't do this stream without her. I can't even imagine my life without Kimberly.
Aww.
We are attached at the hip. And she's the voice you hear if you're new viewers. Okay.
Aw.
Did we read all of that, babe?
I think we did.
Okay, good. All right. So with that in mind, Rob Reiner, we're talking. He's kind of connected to rock and roll, right? And some of these people, I got to tell you, when I was going through this list, and this is a UCR list, so if Tim's out there, he's probably already got it drawn up and following along with me. And if I miss somebody on
Oh
this
my
list,
goodness sakes, here we go again.
what's that?
Beast LVX came in with the super
Oh
thanks.
my goodness.
Oh, Beast, you're always so wonderful.
Oh,
He said, swinging the hammer, the
oh my
power
goodness.
of two, baby.
Oh, we appreciate
Amen,
it so much,
amen,
Beast.
Beast. Thank
Oh, I
you.
love that. Guitars galore.
Yeah.
Awesome. So if I go through these, if I see one I just don't want to talk about because either I know so little of them, or they're from a genre or anything, or from a place that I don't think is cool with this stream, then I probably won't mention these. But there's a lot. I'll be mentioning actors, and already mentioned a director, mainly because a lot of these people, I know I have about a third of my tribe is from 35 to 45, then 45 to 55 is slightly more than a third or less than a third, and then the older group I think is the over the third, right, from 65 on. So a lot of you, you've got some grit on you, right? And a lot of these people are from our childhood, right? I'll give you an example, and I'll promise to start saying right, real soon now. I didn't. Okay, so I wasn't a fan of the Osmond brothers at all.
I was.
Yeah, most girls I knew at the
When I
time
was
were.
a very young teen, yeah.
Yeah, I watched. I
Donnie
watched Donnie and
Osmond.
Marie's TV show.
Yeah.
Because I liked variety shows back in the
Kate
day.
too. Caitlin too.
Yeah, he's a great singer. The family's very talented. It's just not my thing. It's a little too pop light for me. I didn't care for Michael Jackson until he left the Jackson 5, even though the Jackson 5, especially later in their career, had some great freaking tunes starting to come out. They were already starting to change. Michael changed even further, and I became a fan of his and became more accepting of the very song. I remember the year ABC came out, and did it knock Let It Be off the charts locally? I think it did. Let It Be made it to number one. But then ABC came out. I was 15 years old, 1970, and this kid was 10. No, I wasn't going to have any of it. And then the Osmond brothers came out, and all of a sudden they go, oh, I get it, for the white kids, right? And other than that, they pretty much had the same gig, you know. And if I did like any of them at that time, the few songs that I hated, Ben, that may have been a single by Michael, but, you know, I'll Be There, oh, God, it just wasn't my thing. And same thing for the Osmond brothers, but that doesn't mean I didn't see them perform many times, right? On TV, they were talented, they had talent, and if I was too lazy to get up and change the channel back in the day before we had remote controls, I'd watch them go through their thing. And one of their brothers passed away very early in the year, January 1st, New Year's Day, and that was Wayne Osmond. And he was 73 years old. I got to tell you, man, that's close. That's close to the bone. All right, I'll be 71 in 3 weeks from today, 21 days. And when I read 73, I went, ouch. He was but a lad, you know. He was in his glory. Then they brought up Brenton Wood, the singer's best known for 3 top 10 hits that came in 1967. The Oogum Boogum song, Oogum Boogum, Oogum Boogum. I can't remember the. I'm trying to remember the melody to it. Wonderful song. I haven't heard that song in 20 years. And the second, because I do research on these, I go, oh, do I know that song? Now, I knew Give Me a Little Sign, you know, but I only recognized it because that's the hook. So the title, Give Me a Little Sign, that's the hook in the song. And Baby You Got It. And he passed away at 83 years of age on January 3rd. So 1 year and 1 day ago. Peter Yarl of Peter, Paul, and Mary passed away. I think, isn't he the last? He was the last surviving. Maybe somebody in the comments can let us know, Kimberly. If somebody says yes or no, let me know. Okay.
Okay.
If Peter Yarborough was the last remaining member of Peter, Paul, and Mary, I seem to
Ooh.
think I covered what's his name's and hers earlier in the channel. I think they're all gone now, and that's sad. As a matter of fact, you know, they were the first group to ever cover a Bob Dylan song, "Blowing in the Wind."
Oh, I
And
love that.
yeah,
Yeah.
big hit, #1.
Yeah.
And then they covered John Denver's "Leaving on a Jet Plane."
Kate, Dr. Insomnia said Paul is still alive.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. I didn't want to misrepresent him. So we have one out of the three. I know she passed away a few years ago. And so when I think of them, and "Leaving on a Jet Plane" was another #1
Love
hit
that.
for them.
Love that.
Yeah, I loved them. I grew up with them. They were out when I was 9, you know, before that. But I remember becoming pop radio aware because my parents always played country western radio
Oh, Gordon, yeah.
when we were growing up. So we didn't listen to pop radio until I saw the Beatles, for one thing. Plus, I got a crystal radio set, and I started looking for the music I want and everything that way, and then got saved up for a transistor radio. So I was 9 when I became radio friendly, right? And they were a big deal. A lot of the folk acts were still big deals just before the Beatles came out. Sam Moore passed away from Sam and Dave. Hold on, I'm coming. And What About Soul Man? You know? I mean, my God, how many times has that been a hit? Wasn't that one of the songs that the Blues Brothers covered with the fabulous Saturday Night Live band back in the day? Became a big hit for them too.
Yep.
So, you know, and these are artists I grew up with. Now, before this, I wouldn't remember that Sam and Dave did Soul Man. I would remember Sam and Dave was an outfit, and I would have to go and look them up in my library, and I knew I would know their stuff, but I wasn't such a big fan. There's a ton of these artists tonight that I absolutely love their songs, but I wasn't a major fan of them. Not like the Beatles. Not only did I like the Beatles songs, but I loved the band. I read about them. Not only did I like Led Zeppelin and their songs, but I love the band because I read about them. And if I have time enough tonight, I'm hoping I will. I'm willing to go over a little bit. Baby, keep an eye on the time here.
Okay.
Because I have, I wanted to unlock my Led Zeppelin files for you. Yes, a trip through my mind palace. Take that, Sherlock. Okay, because I have one. I'll explain that later. But Sam Moore, he was, I think they said he was in his 80s as well. Oh, 89. Almost made 90. Oh, my goodness. Bob Uecker. Now, I said Bob Uecker to Kimberly when I saw this list. She goes, I don't know him.
Yeah.
And I'm going, how can you not know him? He had a TV sitcom, and he announced ball games and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm going to miss him, you know?
Yeah.
I liked his sense of humor, just a plain old guy. But he was listed on this list, and I like that. David Lynch, the filmmaker, of course, passed away. P. Fluid. Now, P. Fluid is in that video. He's one of the people, one of the 72 rockers. And by the picture, this is the same picture I even used in that video. And I figured, because I heard that they were 24/7 spies, and that's SPYZ. And I thought they were just another, he looks kind of hip hop looking. I thought they were just another hip hop band, but prepping for this video, I listened to about 10 of their cuts. I like these guys. And he was their lead singer, right? And he died fairly young. Let me see if they give him his age. Some of these, they don't give their ages. Yeah, I don't see an age for him. It's just not coming out. But they've been around a while. I would imagine he would have been in his late 50s, early 60s at the outside, and maybe a lot younger than I'm even guessing. John Sykes, who played guitar for Thin Lizzy and Whitesnake, died at 65. My goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. When I was 20, 65 sounded like a zillion miles away.
Yeah, I know, huh?
Now it's,
I think it's that way for all of us. 'Cause
yeah.
when you're young, you just think you don't even think about that. That doesn't even. That's those
know.
people.
Well, and those were the days, remember, guys, when the summers lasted forever.
Oh,
3
yeah.
whole months of
Summer
no
fun.
school. It was long enough that you'd actually start missing school and getting back to school to meet your more school-oriented friends and reconnect with them. It was like you were practically bored. Of course, back then, we used to get out, I think it was like June 1st, June 2nd, and we
Yeah,
didn't go
yeah.
to school, back to school until September 15th
I know.
or even later. So we had more than 3 months off. The way they run it these days, I don't know how the kids can endure it, But they got a lot of week offs that we never used to get back in the day. It all evens up. But anyway, John Sykes here was with several bands. He was like a traveling band member. I looked at him with Whitesnake. These are bands, both these bands, Thin Lizzy and Whitesnake, that they've had replacement members come in. But he was a fan favorite. Good looking fella from what I can see here. Can't blame him for donning a Black Beauty Les Paul. Love that. Garth Hudson, the last surviving member of the band. And Garth lived to the ripe old age of 87. All right? 87 for a man, that's not bad. I liked Garth. I liked the band. I love the band, actually. I was more of a... I bought Robbie Robertson's solo albums after the band, right? But I liked them. Yeah, I have to be in the mood for the band. Right? Matter of fact, the last waltz is one of these right up here. Okay? Is it here or is it on that pile down there? But and these are only like 1/4 of the amount of DVDs I have, and I've got a stack way longer than that down on the floor here. Okay, so this was an important band, and they have a unique thumbprint, don't you guys think? I mean, no other rock band is quite like the band. They have, out of all the bands coming from Canada, for the most part, you look at that and you go, yeah, that's a Canadian band. Maybe the Guess Who almost sound. I don't know why I say this, because what sounds Canadian? But there is a different flavor to a couple of Canadian approaches in bands. I hear that same approach with, what was that? If you could read my mind, love.
Oh, yeah.
Gordon Lightfoot, right? You can almost smell maple leaves when you listen to these bands and artists, right? So rest in peace, Garth. Barry Goldberg, blues musician. He played live with the Paul Butterfield Blues Bands back when they backed Bob Dylan at the Newport Folk Festival in 1965. And then he did a lot of stuff from behind the scenes. He's not like a poster boy of rock, but a key part of its history, right? Toby Myers, guitarist, used to play with John Mellencamp. He came in with John Mellencamp at an interesting time, right as John Mellencamp got even better than his first couple of albums. Therefore, God, I don't know what happened to John Mellencamp. I was such a fan of his back before he used to open his mouth. He's another one that preaches at concerts, at paid venues, and calls it theater. Well, your opinion isn't a performance, buddy. But prior to him opening his mouth, well, I wasn't impressed when he took on Meg Ryan either. Tell you the truth, that woman's trouble. That woman's trouble, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not quite America's sweetheart as everybody thinks. But so that showed a lapse of judgment, in my opinion, when he hooked up with her, and then his mouth later. But I'll tell you, from the second I heard Jack and Diane, and of course Toby Myers wasn't on board yet, I knew this guy had something. I liked his voice. He had just enough grit. He had that down-home sense, but it was still rock and roll. And at the same time, sounded as fresh as any of the high-tech songs that were out during the early 80s when that came out. Somehow, it bridged the gap, and John Mellencamp always managed to do that. And I collected him all the way up to, I think, there was one album he put out in the early 2000s that was quite pedestrian for me. And so I just wasn't, I go, okay, that's his new direction. I've never listened to any of his latest stuff. I hear his voice is kaput. Marianne Faithfull, oh my goodness. As Tears Go By, that was her introduction. And that song, by the way, was written for her by Oldman, who was the producer of the Rolling Stones, and Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, okay? And they wrote it specifically for Marianne Faithfull, all right? Oldman, I should say, is it Andrew Oldman? I'm trying to remember his first name. Met her at a party, okay? And there was something about her. And I got to tell you, especially when you look at those early performances, she's the waif. She's the elven princess. You know, she's just got those big old eyes and everything. And so she just had a look that some guys find quite enticing. And her voice, it's not like she was this bombastic singer. She sang nice. She did. She kind of like Linda McCartney. She could sing nice, but it wasn't like anything to write home about. It fit the material that she sang. And Mick Jagger just gave a testimonial on her, saying he misses her so much, that she was such a major part of his life, of course. And so even our rock stars are finding their fellow rock stars and ex-loved ones passing before their time. And Marianne Faithfull, I believe, was a bit younger than Mick. All right. We have Gene Barge, saxophone player, and he was in the Church Street 5 band that recorded with Bo Diddley, Muddy Waters, Chuck Willis, Jackie Wilson, all right? And he was 98 years old. What a testimony. I mean, I can't think of all these guys. Yeah, I've listened to all these guys, so I've probably heard his work. You've probably heard his work. But the name didn't ring a bell when it came up. Gene Barge, 98 years old. David Edward Byrd, who did all those fantastic Grateful Dead posters and posters for Kiss and everything. He passed away. He was 83, and he passed away last February. We have Jamie Muir, who was with King Crimson, and I want to look this up because I had a thing here. King Crimson, I'm reassessing them, and I have this graph in front of me that tells you who played when and what year, blah, blah, blah. And it tells me that at first it was Greg Lake, and then Bill Bruford took over, but there's a slim time there that Bill Bruford and Jamie Muir were on board with the band at the same time. Bill Bruford said in his tribute to him that he really loved his groove and really learned a whole lot from him. Bill Bruford would be in my top 5 drummers of all time. Bill Bruford is my favorite Yes drummer. Okay, and it's on the power of Bill Bruford that I'm even reassessing and re-looking at King Crimson, because I was one of those guys. Yeah, Yes is mine. I don't need any more prog. I already have like Pink Floyd. I had a couple more, and the Beatles were getting kind of proggy during the psychedelic period too. So I didn't need another one, King Crimson. And the album cover just creeped me out. I don't care for that type of art. I never hooked up to them. And about a year ago, I started re-listening to them. I love them. All right. Next up, Ricky Buckler, drummer for the Jam. He died at 69. Okay, second youngest one to die here. To all the pubs and pubs we played, Paul Weller, frontman for the Jam, he said, as kids, to eventually making a record, what a journey. We went far beyond our dreams, and what we made stands the test of time. Wonderful words, he says to his departed friend there. Carl Cochran, a guitarist and songwriter who worked with Kiss and Rainbow. He was formerly with Rainbow, and Deep Purple singer. I wasn't aware of the Carl Cochran era with Deep Purple. But anyway, he died in a car accident. And so he was still relatively young. It doesn't give his age, but what a sad way to go. I always hate to hear that. Jerry Butler, former frontman of the Impressions. I started playing Impression songs to Kimberly, and we were just bopping, weren't we, baby?
Yes, we were.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All stuff. And the
Just
Impressions.
grooving.
Yeah, the Impressions is another one of those bands, folks, that I think back on my youth, and I go, yeah, there was a band called the Impressions. Oh yeah, what song did they get? I don't know. And then we went over there and I started playing them. A lot of them, just by the title, because again, the title's the hook. So he passed away. Did it say how old he was? 85 years old. Roberta Flack, oh my goodness. Where is the love? First time I ever saw your face. Killing me softly. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't escape those songs. And one of them was I'm a Clint Eastwood fan, so that was in one of his movies. And she was big, but what a voice. She had that satin yet raspy kind of voice to her. You could hear the rasp in her voice, but it sounded like the finest sandpaper, almost silky.
A light growl. Huh?
Yeah, just a hint of it there. I loved her voice. Chris Jasper, he was the keyboardist for the Isley Brothers. 73 years of age. That's cutting it close. Showing my age, baby. He was been diagnosed with cancer the previous December, and he died fairly quickly, February. So they caught it right at the end there for him. And he was 73 years old. Isley Brothers, major acts. Robert John, best known for his hit Sad Eyes. I played that for Kimberly, and we're both singing to it, weren't we?
Yeah, love that.
Oh, God. He was 79 years old, all right? He also earned a Grammy nomination for the Best Pop Performance, it says here. David Johansen, New York Dolls. I think he was the last of the Dolls. I'm pretty sure of that. Again, if I'm wrong, let me know. With him, that's it with the Dolls. And he died at 75, stage 4 cancer diagnosis. And they, pretty much, they say the cornerstone of the punk rock scene. They're, I think, where they were from and everything, I would say proto-punk maybe, right? But I'm comfortable with that. And then this is one, and before I forget, because he's not on this list, and I forgot to put him.
Rockin' Robin Bird sent a gift membership.
Oh, wow.
Rockin' Robin Bird,
folks, if you get a chance, and that comes up as an offer, grab it. Because I am planning to do a stream here in the next 2 weeks there, and we're going to have fun, even if only 5 of you show up, right?
Yeah.
Then we just get more time to talk, okay? So take that. Thank you, Rockin' Robin Bird. I appreciate it. I did want to make special mention because he's on nobody's list. My good buddy Terry Draper passed away this year.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
the drummer for the rock band Canadian Klaatu.
Glad to.
The Carpenters made their song Calling Occupants of Interplanetary Craft an instant hit. Their version was played quite a bit on the radio, along with Sub Rosa Subway, California Jam, got quite a bit of airplay. And he was the drummer, and he is also the co-writer of Calling Occupants of Interplanetary Craft. And Rachel and I, Rachel Williams from Rachel's Ghost, interviewed him on his latest album. I have it right back here.
Ooh.
There it is, right there underneath Quinn Hedges' album. And he autographed it to my wife, right?
Yeah.
And we kept, after that, we kept in time. I wanted to get him back on the channel, but the channel was changing and he was busy in the studio. But I miss him. I miss him a whole lot.
My maiden last name was Klatt.
Yeah,
Klatt.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good point, baby. I had forgotten about making that collection. You would have thought I would have, huh?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
distinction. Yeah.
But yeah, I was just looking here because I made a couple of. John Lodge, in case he's not on this list. I hope he is. But from the Moody Blues, leaving only. Good Lord, what was his name? Rhythm guitar, lead vocals, most of the lead vocals. I'm just having a brain fart, baby.
Oh,
John
dear.
Lodge, and then who's the main lead singer? Blonde guy.
Oh, gosh.
Why can't I think of his name? Somebody type it in. Give
This
it to me.
happened last time.
Yeah. Well, it happens. We're live, right? And I know it just like I'll be in my next paragraph.
Not Justin Hayward.
Justin Hayward.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Divine.
Yeah. So only Justin, and he's
Beast.
out touring, by the way, folks. Actually, John Lodge was out touring when he passed away. He was home from touring, but still had some shows to do in the future and possible expansion of his tour. And he passed away while he was home, just kind of quite suddenly. Like I said at the beginning of this stream, these are giants. These are giants.
Yeah.
Now, some of you go, Klaatu's a giant. Well, they are to me. But nobody in the world can doubt that the Moody Blues didn't leave one
yeah.
major mark on classic rock on several levels, by the way. Then there was the death. This one hit me hard because if I had a favorite guy from this band, not because of his songs or anything, because Pete Ham was the better songwriter, but I just liked his stage persona. Joey Noland of Badfinger passed away this year. He was the last surviving classic lineup member of the band, and that puts the final slice of bread on the sandwich, doesn't it, folks?
Yeah.
And that's sad. That's sad. There were several opportunities. Of course, once Pete Ham was gone, they could never fully become Badfinger again. But true fans, I bought the album that he did with Tom, Joey and Tom's album, and I loved it. That was in the 80s. I was living on a Highway 12. I remember buying it, listening to it. I liked it because I was a Badfinger fan.
Oh, yeah. Love Badfinger.
Didn't I tell you, folks, giants have fallen this last year. And that was another thing I wanted to bring up about the person who said, I fear it's going to get worse. Royce and I have noticed this. It is getting worse. And we're getting older and older. It's going, I would imagine, unless we just get like a dry year,
Yeah.
we're going to have as big a list next year. And it just makes me shudder to think who I will be reading next year, if I make it, right?
Oh, Chris Elliott says, good evening, Michael, Kimberly, and all. I hope everyone is doing well.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
Of course,
You
Chris is
too.
one of the four horsemen. I'm assuming he'll be up there tonight, right? What
Yeah.
time is this? We've got 6:57. I better get on down the road here. Brian James was guitar of the Damned. He was 70. He passed away. Let's see. Jesse Colin Young. Colin Young.
Colin Young, yeah.
He goes, I'll come back from the grave and get you for that, Noland. You know? But I really, I wasn't aware that he wrote Darkness, Darkness, which Robert Plant did. What album is that called? Oh, it's got a lovely cover. I love the album. It's the name of the album. But anyway, he did Darkness, Darkness. He got a Grammy for it, folks.
Ooh.
And Jesse he was 83 years old. So, he went back as far as the Beatles,
Yeah.
I mean, he was first gen classic rock,
Wow.
I would say. We also got Larry Tamblyn, who later did the Standells, Dirty Water. Right? He started his career as a solo artist and then helped form the Standells. I think that was about their only big major hit. But Terry Manning, producer and engineer who worked with the likes of Led Zeppelin, ZZ Top, Joe Walsh, and many others died, and he was 77 years old. Ooh. All right?
Yeah.
Val Kilmer, of course, passed away. And one of my favorite actors, just based on Doc Holliday alone, his rendition of Doc Holliday. Yeah. But I love a lot of the stuff he did. He went out with his boots on.
Top Gun.
He acted in Top Gun, the remake or the extension version. He was there on the first one. He was already suffering things like that, but he didn't give up, Always liked him. And the Doors, he did the Doors, so he's kind of connected to rock. Yeah, baby.
Novus Nick is saying, Michael and Kimberly, good evening
to
you
hi,
and
Nick.
the tribe.
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, boy.
So good to hear from you, brother. I hope you and your family are doing well. All right. Did I hear you were going through something not too long ago? Prayers and thoughts to you, brother.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. We're not getting any younger, right? But you know what, folks? As we're going through this isn't... It's just a noting of the passing of the guard. Life is life. This is what happens. And why I wanted to do it in this fashion rather than just do a slide presentation like I usually do is because I wanted to, there's usually in those kind of videos no room to give you a lot of detail and everything. People's attention span, they want to see the picture, the name, the age, and maybe what band they came from. And they'll do all the rest of the mental work. But I thought, wow, some of these people deserve more than just a name and who and what band they came from, because they really put a thumbnail on rock. What about Clem Burke? Clem Burke just died. Yeah. We were talking about Blondie on the Four Horsemen last weekend, right? And we're talking mainly about Deborah Harry, but Blondie came up. He passed away this year. Real sad news. And he was a great drummer. That whole band was a great performing band without Deborah Harry. Just listen to the backing tracks. Without her voice, they're fantastic. So it wasn't just Deborah Harry that put them on the map, but her bleached blonde hair didn't hurt things either. Let's see, who else was here? Okay, Roy Thomas Baker. Oh my God. He produced Night at the Opera for Queen and others. You saw Royce Thomas Baker all over the place, right? Let's see. I've got 601. I'm running out of time here. George Wendt.
George Wendt, yeah.
Oh, boy. Norm!
Yeah.
Norm! This is, you just can't keep up with him. Rick Derringer.
Ooh, yeah.
The lovely Loretta Swift.
Loretta Swift, yeah.
Not Swift, right? Oh my goodness, look at this. Pepe Willie, Sly Stone. And another stream this morning was talking about the passing of Ozzy as being the biggest death. And I think it was, only because he went out, it's almost like he got up on stage and self-exploded. He was living for that stream, or for that stream. That's me right now, living for this stream. But he was living for that show Tony Iommi has
Brian
said that he thinks
Wilson,
so.
yeah.
That was the only thing keeping him alive. And once that show was done, whatever little bit that was left in the battery, there would be no recharging of this. 15 days later, he passed away. So he went out like a rock god has never gone out, right?
Yeah.
Doing exactly what he wanted to do. And yet, I would have to say, historically speaking, I mean, that's the flamboyant story. But how can you say Ozzy's more of a whiz-bang passing? I hate that word, but whiz-bang, but a major passing than Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys. I mean, songwriter, right? Vocalist, bassist, producer, part-time engineer. And the man had a beach underneath his piano.
Oh my goodness.
You know, and he's got just as dramatic a story. I think when things calm down, great books are coming out. One already out, but great books are coming out because there is a lot of similarities in Brian Wilson and Ozzy Osbourne, as far as I'm concerned. Mick Ralphs from Bad Company, year they get inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Not that he'll never know, or ever know, I should say, right? Sad that the Hall of Fame, you know, screwed around, dicked around for decade after decade.
Yeah, he should have been in a lot sooner.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, we talked about Ozzy Osbourne. I'm just, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Chuck Mangione.
I love Chuck Mangione.
I never cared for his stuff, I got to tell you.
I
do.
But the horns, yeah.
You know, if it was playing and I was having a Mai Tai, you know, down on San Francisco Bay, he was cool. He was cool. You know, it was all right. But anytime his stuff came on the radio when I was at work or whatever, man, that was a switch off to another station.
Yeah, Ace Frehley.
But wow, what a career he had.
Yep.
Yeah, Ace Frehley, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I think it was Tim who said, yeah, Ace Frehley hit him harder than Ozzy Osbourne. And it did kind of me too, only because I had been covering a whole lot about Ace in some of my videos, and then all of a sudden he was gone. I felt like the rug was taken away from me. At least I had 2 weeks to recover covering Ozzy. It's like I was covering him one day and he was dead the next day. So that one kind of pulled the rug out of me. There was a couple, right? Terry Superlung Reeds, who almost sang for Led Zeppelin. He was offered the job. He turned it down. He's the one that passed on Robert Plant's name to Jimmy Page, right? He passed away. He was 75 years old. Bobby Whitlock. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, Derek and the Dominoes. Talk about that in a second. Ronnie Rondell, who designed, or was he he was the guy that did it. Yeah, he was the stuntman. He was in Flames of an album Royce just picked up, Wish You Were Here, right?
Yeah.
It's just so many of them. Mark Volman of the Turtles, the funny-looking guy with the curly hair, right?
Yep.
Rick Davies, good Lord. Bobby Hart from Boyce and Hart, who wrote all kinds of tunes. And there's no time to go through their history, but I've covered them quite a bit in past streams. So you can look for me covering them on streams that you haven't seen maybe. Who else? Sonny Curtis, my goodness gracious. So many. And Chris Dreja, all right?
Oh.
Yardbirds, all right? Talk about them in a minute. John Lodge, they did mention him, good. Ace Frehley, they did mention him, that's good. And I think we're going to stop it right about there. Yeah, they end off with anybody else?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. There's a lot of people here, but we're running out of time. And I told you I was going to give you a twofer tonight. And this is an excellent setup for what we're going to be doing over at Royce's channel. Tonight we're going to be talking about, well, the three greatest guitarists in rock, as far as I'm concerned. We're going to be talking about the guitarists that came out of the Yardbirds. We're going to be talking about Jimmy
Gene
Page,
Hackman.
Eric Clapton, and Jeff Beck. And
Ooh.
speaking, an honorary, this was late 2023, I believe. Jeff Beck passed away. But Ozzy Osbourne, since we were talking about him tonight and honored him, his very last album, everything else, anything new coming from, his team will be posthumous albums. This was the last album he ever did, and Jeff Beck was on it, and he passed away. And the drummer for the Foo Fighters, Taylor Hawkins, was on it. He's passed away, and now Ozzy, right? And so I can't believe that one of my three favorite guitarists on the planet has passed away. And he is probably my second favorite guitarist of all time, Jeff Beck, which reminds me, I told you I have a mind palace, just like Sherlock Holmes.
Yep.
And I categorize everything in my head. Kimberly can tell you this is me and everything. I like rules, but in my mind palace, it's an alternative dimension, right? I don't know if any of you have seen the Stephen King film. What is that called? Where one of the main characters has a mind palace, right? And he goes in there, and this is how, as he ages, he has to get rid of certain files and everything. Well, I've got this thing in my head that when I put my albums together, and I put them, I've talked about this in the past. I'm like most of you. A is for Aerosmith, B is for Beatles, C is for Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, right? And for the most part, I go by those rules until we get to the Z's. And that's because I don't put Led Zeppelin in L's, I put them in Z's, because I have this small file box here that you can't see. Sorry, I couldn't get it. But I have in this small file box, I've got, 30, 40 albums in here at least, okay? I have everything that I consider connected to Led Zeppelin. I've got the Led Zeppelin albums, and I've brought those out before and shown you. I've got all their studio albums. I've got a couple of their live albums. I've got a couple of bootlegs, right? I have I have Principle of Moments by Robert Plant, and I also have Saving Grace by Robert Plant. And they're all in this bulk of albums. Then behind them are tucked Jeff Beck, but wouldn't he be under B or J? Jeff Beck, Beck Bokert and Appice. Jeff Beck, and yes, Jeff Beck. Then I have an album. This is the best gift I got all year, Royce. Thank you so much. He gave this to me. Derek and the Dominoes, not under D or E for Eric Clapton or C for Clapton, right? And then at the very end, I have this puppy, okay? The Yardbirds. Now, I was a fan of Eric Clapton first, Jeff Beck second, Jimmy Page third, and I got to tell you, I knew the Yardbirds hits, the ones that were big here. But again, it would have been one of those bands that I just got through telling you. Yeah, the Yardbirds, I know they're a band, but I couldn't tell you which hit they had. I'd know it for 5 minutes, the DJ, and here's what we're doing, And I'd remember, and like I said, a casual fan of the group, a major fan of their hits. But then when I found out that Eric Clapton used to work with them, so I started going back to them. And then I found out Jeff Beck, and a good friend of mine who turned me on to this album Royce gave me, Derek and the Dominoes, Layla, and 14 other love songs, 12 other love songs, I forget. Other assorted love songs, is that what it's titled? And he had turned me on to this album, And he had also turned me on to Frank Zappa. Frank Zappa didn't hold, but Jeff Beck, who was his favorite guitarist, and Jimmy Page. All right, and then I made the connection, and ever since that point, I was probably about 17 when I was fully caught up with the Yardbirds and the band artists and I mean bands, not just Led Zeppelin. You had Beck, Bogert, and a piece, all right? You had the Jeff Beck group. These were different bands. Eric Clapton's belonged to 42 bands, right? All from the Yardbirds. And that's why, in my mind palace, I put all of that off to the side. This is the core of me. Just add the Beatles to this, and you've got the core of what is me. Add some Pink Floyd, and then that's the solid core. You know, you're going to hit the bullseye for me. But this right now, especially since I've hit the channel, I probably have listened to more Led Zeppelin than Pink Floyd or the Beatles in the last 3 years, although I'm getting back into the Beatles. All right, it's just the way it happens sometimes. All right, it's 6:13. I had to rush to get this one through. There were still names I could have brought up, but I really had a great time tonight. It was good to get off for a week. All right, I was running myself ragged, and I sat down. I started catching up on I like Marvel superhero movies, and so I started watching the X-Men series all over again. And I'm into the third one, which is actually X2, right? And it's been years because I've been more interested in the Avengers. When I was a kid, I collected the Avengers comics, right? So when Iron Man came out, I go, oh, now we're talking my people in Marvel, right? Thor, oh yeah, you know. Much bigger fan of them than I was even Spider-Man, which was a big fan of. Matter of fact, I was a bigger fan of Daredevil than Spider-Man. Fantastic Four, I liked it as long as I had Crystal there and that little time period, but then lost interest in them later on. But it's been nice just to catch up. I'm a kid at heart, right? I'm a kid at heart. I still like to watch, you know, live action comic books, you know? And that's my final statement for tonight, folks. We've seen the passing of so many rockers this year. We're going to see more. But let's remember them for what they gave us. And tell everybody, if you're talking to younger folks, you know, tell them how important these artists were to you. And if you know little stories, carry it on. Because you plant a seed, and as our generation will now start to fade, so will a new generation come up. We see it over on the Four Horsemen, Dawson over there, Chris Elliott, both young enough to be my sons, and my total co-equals when we're up there on the pan. These people are the ones that are digging in. They weren't there for the first pass. Bruce Cologne, my good buddy from B-Sides, his channel, wasn't there for the first flush of the Beatles, but he was second generation. You know, Dawson's even third or fourth generation when it comes to that kind of stuff. And we've got to keep this thing alive. It is the art form of my choice for the entire 21st or 20th century, okay? And I want it to live further and well regarded into the centuries that come. All right, I've been Michael Noland all night, and this has been the Tribal Forum number 100. I hope you guys had a good time. I did, and it was nice to have a little walk
here.
down memory lane, right, baby?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, I love each and every one of you. It's now 6:16, so in less than 15 minutes, I'll be up on Royce. Remember, go to my channel page, flick all the way down, hit his channel, then hit his stream, and you can catch us talking about the three greatest guitarists in rock and roll. Or at least, that's my story, Royce, and I'm sticking with it. Okay, night. Guys, I'll see you in about 15 minutes. All right, I still need a clicker for this thing, baby? All right, folks.
Okay. We'll have to get you one.
I
huh?
know. This is
Yeah.
embarrassing. Okay.